Good evening, Nancy. It's currently 9:30, and this is a summary of what we did the last time. But before starting the summary, I want to show you some magazine I sent you. The Teachers magazine. It's for teachers, and so you can see some very interesting exercises, activities, okay, and chores. We saw this word many times. Working at home works for life. Okay, so we can do some text time to time. There are some exercises, chores, do the laundry, cook, iron clothes, make the bed, mop the floor, sweep the floor, take out the rubbish. This is British. Take out the trash, tidy up the room, clean up the room, vacuum, wash the dishes, or do the dishes. Okay, so routines at home, brainstorming, la la la. There are some interesting stuff. Okay, a toy house, the proposition, we know that. But kids, they sometimes they like this kind of exercises. So I'm not saying like we're gonna do everything, but it could be interesting to have some exercises time to time from these magazines. You can also use them if you want. And so there is like this kind of video you can watch, and you have different questions based on that. Okay, houses, then, now, in the future. A dome house, a cube house. This is ugly. Heliodome solar home, an octagonal home. Yeah. A house on a rock. Okay. Yeah. So there are some interesting articles. Houses then, now, and in the future. Sustainable houses today. A sustainable house, what does it need? There is a house that was built to look after the environment and everyone's future in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Unfortunately, there are other houses like that one in other parts of the world. This house is a non-profit venture. It has different aims, goals, to promote the rational use of materials, to show good environmental practice, and to use energy saving methods. In general, it promotes sustainability. It was built with the help of more than 70 companies whose high quality products and services are sustainable. It has a bioclimatic design, and it uses clean and renewable energies such as thermal, solar energy. The family who lives there has a greenhouse and an organic farm. They sort and recycle their waste. They compost, they recycle. They even have an astronomical observatory, and there is much more to see and learn from this house. There's no picture, but Home Alone. It's a big story, etc. June 1st, International Children's Day. Okay, so many, many, many texts can be interesting to take a look at that. How do people live around the world? You know, how do people live around the world? Etc. 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 Okay, now the dictionary. We did the health, page 44 to 45. We did more than that actually. Let's see if I have the right page like that. Minor ailments and remedies at the pharmacy. She has a toothache. She has a stomachache. Antacid, Alka-Seltzer. You can use it for when you don't digest well, when you have a headache. You just put this stuff in the water. You have this. It's like effervescent. You have the bubbles from this stuff. I don't know. I don't really like it too much. The taste is not good. It has a headache. Painkiller, pain reliever, aspirin. Number 8. Pills, tablets, Advil. We use Tylenol, aspirin, Advil. He has a flu or a cold medicine, tissues to blow your nose or clean up your nose. He has a sore throat lozenges, this kind of herbal drops. He has a cough syrup. 16. She has temperature. We say she has temperature. We don't use she has her. She has fever, temperature. We can just drop this. Thermometer. She has a nosebleed. She's bleeding from the nose. He has a backache and he has a broken leg. What's the matter with her? She has a fever. What's wrong with him? He has a broken leg. That means the same both. What's the matter? What's wrong with him, with her? What do you take for stomachache? Nothing. A cold. No, sometimes Pepto-Bismol when it's really bad. That happened to me once like that. I was giving a class and I was so bad. I took a bit of Pepto-Bismol and I felt better right away. I needed a quick option. What do you do for a cold? Regular stuff, green tea, hot stuff, lemon, honey. What do you do for a sore throat? Honey. Honey is the best for me. A cough. Yeah, the same. When is the last time you were sick? When is the last time? What was? Well, a few weeks ago. I just had a small flu. I was blowing my nose and sneezing, but nothing really bad actually. She fell down. He hurt his hand. He sprained his ankle, so you see it's swollen here. Bruise, sunburn, cut, a scratch, and a bump. So here we don't really use all these words. We're gonna just say like band-aid, a pad, blood, black eyes. Black eyes when you receive a punch on your face, a scar, insect or a bug bite, insect repellent, cream, and a rash. Rash is mostly because it's an allergic reaction. What happened to her? She fell down. What happened to him? He got a bump, or he bumped his head. What happened to him, to her? Which of these remedies do you have at home? I have natural stuff here. Band-aids, cough syrups, but they're natural. I have a cough syrup natural, and the drops I have them. You can make them yourself. You can just check on YouTube. Alka-Seltzer, I have some. Not Advil. I have aspirin, and that's it. Okay. What are some ways people can get a bruise? You fell, you receive some punches, a sunburn, too much sun, no protection, a cut, cook and cut your vegetables yourself, a bump, well, you receive something on your head or you just fell. Medical care, we're going to talk about that. We continue, okay? And we had some problem. Today, the connection was just horrible. Google Hangouts and Skype was just bad. The flow of electricity is the bandwidth, that the flow of electricity should be increased, seriously, in order to have a better connection. We did Longman page 44, we just did that. Drugstore, pharmacy, it's very nice now that I can at times check some recipes online, and I wanted to do some cheese today. Again, I didn't have time, but tomorrow afternoon I will be able to make some cheese with my daughter. So the mozzarella, you can make also out of the mozzarella, you can make buttermilk. Americans like to cook with buttermilk, make cakes and stuff like that. To tilt your head, when you have a nosebleed, you have to tilt your head forward. So people claim that tilting your head in the back can stop the nosebleed. In fact, that's the opposite. The American Academy of Family Physicians says the best treatment is to sit down, lean forward, and keep your head above your heart, which lessens the bleeding. Leaning forward also helps drain the blood from the nose and keeps it from the esophagus. That means you don't have anything in your throat, so you don't feel. Some people, when they have a serious nosebleed, they can have a headache when they tilt in the back, the head, and they can also feel nauseous. So that's not good. Okay. Chrysanthemum, the tea for the sore throat. Okay. When something is itchy, you want to scratch, so you can leave a scratch. You can bump into someone, you run into someone. Okay, so be careful, we have different meanings with the verb bump. Band-aid. And I was asking you about the most common blood type in China. You told me probably O, but there is also the blood that's O negative. It's a rare blood, universal blood, that's mine. So I can give my blood to a lot of people, but I cannot receive anything but my own blood. So I cannot get into an accident. We continue with this, okay? Actually, I wanted to show you a word-by-word picture dictionary. It's another dictionary. So we can go through some basic elements here. Name, first name, middle name, last name, address, telephone, cell phone, email address. SSN is a social security number, date of birth, place of birth. That's a family. We may not need this kind of stuff. There are some stuff that's not really needed. We can also go through some everyday activities just to check. That's it. Well, Nancy, you have an excellent night. Now it's time for me to go to sleep. Even though I didn't finish my work, I need my sleep. I've been waking up at 5 a.m. 3 days in a row, and I'm exhausted. Anyway, you have an excellent night. Stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, Nancy. Bye-bye.